Hey everybody, it's your favorite natty for right now, Jack Slammer. Um, Lately, a few of my favorite YouTube influencers, Greg Doucette and then Jeff Cavelier of Athlean X, recently posted their 7 favorite exercises for putting on mass or putting on lean size. So I figured I'd throw my hat in the ring and give out my top 7 exercises for putting on lean mass. But before we get into it, what I would love for you folks to do to help us with the whatever algorithm that you're on right now, whether it be YouTube or Rumble, I need you to go ahead and hit the subscribe, the bell, and the like button so we can help beat this algorithm. And without further ado, let's get into my top 7 exercises for putting on mass, baby. All right, so as many of you know who followed this channel for a long time, especially with what I have going on right now, I'm 6 weeks out from a natural bodybuilding show. I'm a huge proponent of supersets, and the one that I feel like is the unsung hero of all time, like reason why my chest is somewhat decent is because of this superset. Number 7 is dumbbell flies supersetted with the dumbbell pullover. Cannot stress enough how awesome it is, because first off, you do about 12 to 15 dumbbell flies. Notice how my hands do not touch. Then afterwards, you set one dumbbell down. You do 15 dumbbell pullovers. Not only does it hit your chest, also targets your front lats, and it also hits your core. So that is why it makes the list at number 7. As we go to number 1, things are gonna get a little more predictable, but this is my number 7. If you have a problem with it, or if you respectfully disagree, please tell me why in the comments section below. All right, number 6, this one's gonna be a little less controversial. You know, some people might argue it's a little bit ahead, some people say it's a little bit below, but the next one is the military press, and I do it with from the seated position. It's not a standing overhead press. Basically, I like the seated military press, and ever since I watched a John Meadows video, may he rest in peace, I like to use a slight decline in the bench, just to put all the stress on my shoulders and my triceps. Probably my favorite shoulder workout of all time, seated military press, number 6. All right, number 5. This one is my second favorite back workout, and for me, I believe that this is the best one in terms of just building overall thickness in your back. And that is the bent over barbell row. Personally, what I like to do is I like using overhand grips, and I love using wrist straps. That way I make sure that I'm only pulling with my elbows, and you take kind of the grip strength out of the equation. There's other exercises to work on your grips. For me, I think I accredit my back thickness 100% to bent over rows. Now, my back width, I would go into this next exercise, which is number 4. All right, so if you want wide lats, I mean, this has been said by Jay Cutler, who needed to develop a back who could beat Ronnie Coleman, Seth Feroce. Many of the big name bodybuilders have gone on record stating that their back width is accredited to doing pull-ups. Now, for me personally, I think the best variation is to go shoulder width apart, palms facing forward, because I always feel like it really targets my entire lat. But I would recommend you do all the grips. So thumbs touching overhand, close grip underhand, which are more of chin-ups, but if you pull with your elbows, I make the argument it's more of a pull-up because you're working your back as opposed to more of your biceps, as long as you're making an emphasis to pull with your elbows. Wide grip pull-ups, but for me, my sweet spot is shoulder width apart, palms facing forward, really making sure to pull with my elbows. That's what has helped me get some pretty decent lats, and the 2 bodybuilding shows that I've done so far, which of course were natural because you can tell by now I'm not enhanced. My back has been something that I've always gotten great compliments on. So pull-ups are number 4. If I was to only have 7 exercises where to build lean mass or muscle mass, this would easily be number 4. Now we go to the top 3. All right, so I have a feeling that these final 3 are gonna stir up some shit. It's gonna cause a lot of debate. I hope friendly in whatever comment section you choose to go into right now. For me, number 3 has got to be the Romanian deadlift. I feel like you get just as much lower back activation as a regular deadlift, but you also target the hamstring significantly more. So for me, it's a win-win on that end. That's why I would take it over the deadlift. And then also, since you're straight-legged, you're going to be less prone to injuries because there's going to be less weight on the bar. Now I know that might cause a little controversy, but for me, I've always viewed the deadlift as itself as a lower back and hamstring exercise with more emphasis on the legs. So given the fact, oh shit, I shaked my table there because I know the internet boys are going to come after me. I just think that with the Romanian, aka the stiff-legged deadlift, you just get way more hamstring activation with the same benefits to the lower back muscles. So easy call for me, number 3. But the deadlift itself is still a great exercise, and I feel like, and I still incorporate those as well into my workouts. But if I could only choose between the deadlift and the Romanian deadlift, I would go with the Romanian deadlift. That's just a personal preference because I'm 6'2" and I got long ass legs. What do you guys think? Post in the comments. But let's go to number 2. All right, so number 2 for me, this was a toss-up between this one and number 1, but I just couldn't give this the number 1 spot, but it is top 2, so it deserved it. Personally, I love the bench press as an exercise, but this list is not my favorite exercises. It's the ones that I feel like are the best for putting on mass. So the slight incline bench press for me, I feel like it targets more of your chest. It gives you a better stretch, and while still giving you the secondary, while still working out your shoulders and triceps secondarily. But for me, whenever I go without doing slight incline bench for like a short period of time, I could feel the difference like I haven't done them. So I think it's actually better than the incline press. I know that's going to give me some crap too. But yeah, for me, slight incline bench press is number 1. What I mean by a slight incline is not at a 30 degree, at a 15 degree angle. So here's flat, here's the slight incline. And for me, that puts more emphasis on your chest while still getting the benefits of the full bench press. And unlike the incline press, where you lose a little bit of strength in terms of how much weight you can push up, I feel like the drop off is significantly less while you still get the same benefits. So number 2, the slight incline bench press, which leaves us to number 1. And I honestly think that this is the one that, like, this is the reason why I actually have legs now. All right, so I feel like this is a cliche number 1 on a lot of people's lists, but it's just a fact. I feel like for general leg size, for quality quads that are stage ready, you gotta squat. And you gotta squat low, and you gotta put some weight on the bar, and you really have to squat to or past parallel or as low as you can go if you have injuries. Because from what I'm seeing, that's the only real way you can develop good quads. Just looking at the charts and using myself as an example, if you go through the comparison to a recent picture of my quads to a show that I did, my first show, there's a night and day difference. And what I did was I finally just decided to swallow my pride because I never had that great of a squat, and I just just started getting low, dropped the weight, and then slowly built my strength up. Now I have a feeling that I'm going to get some decent feedback on my quads for this next show, and I owe that to the squat. And if you do not have any knee injuries or any injuries keeping you from doing it, I would say go do the squats and go low. Get low. How low? I wouldn't say as low as you can go, but I would say 2 or just below parallel, and really put emphasis on those quads. And yeah, that is my list. So that is my list of the 7 best exercises for putting on mass. If you agree with this list, cool, comment below. If you disagree with this list, comment below. Tell me your top 7 exercises for putting on mass below. Also, be sure to hit that like button. And if you're on YouTube, hit subscribe. If you're on Rumble, hit subscribe. If you're on Facebook, hit follow. I'm really just gonna focus on putting this content everywhere. And if you enjoy it on Facebook, watch it on Facebook. If you enjoy it on YouTube, you go on YouTube. Yeah, thank you all so much for tuning in. I'm going to be posting a new video daily throughout 2022, so bear with me. I will get better at editing, better at actually talking on camera as well, because as most of you know, I'm a TikToker. I'm not really used to this long form content, but be sure to subscribe, and if you're interested in getting into shape, you can reach out to me for coaching at jackslammer.com. I post free blogs there, as well as I'm available for hire for coaching. If you want to help, if you want to get some really cool Slammer Fitness merchandise, you can go to slammerfitness.com for some awesome hoodies. Be sure to follow me on Instagram at jack_slammer_fitness. And also be sure to follow me on TikTok at @jackslammer. But that's probably how you got to this video anyways. But until next time, see you later, stay safe, and get your pump on.